Good evening, Belize. It's Thursday night, and you're tuned in to News 5. I'm Sabrina Daly. Here's what we're following tonight. The government and joint unions are back at the table for round 3 of negotiations. This time, the Promotional administration is putting a 4.5% salary increase on the table. But will the unions bite? Meanwhile, 4 days have passed and we're still waiting. No word yet from the Minister of Public Service on that list of government landlords. Also tonight, the High Court weighs in on the UDP's expulsion of Tracy Tager-Panton, stirring up fresh tensions within the opposition. In Belize City, an unemployed woman is facing serious charges after being caught with 70 pounds of marijuana. And in the courtroom, the voir dire in Elmer Na's murder trial continues. Today, a justice of the peace took the stand. We've got these stories and more coming up your way in just 60 seconds. Don't go anywhere. News 5 starts now. Welcome back. After weeks of back and forth, there's a new twist in the salary adjustment saga between the government of Belize and the joint union negotiating team. Today, government officials brought a fresh proposal to the table, offering a 4.5% salary bump starting this October, with another 4% to follow in 2026. That's a faster timeline than their previous 3-year plan. And there's more. 2 long frozen increments could finally be thawed, one in April 2026, the other in 2027. The two sides met in Belize City for what turned into a 5-hour negotiation session. So, is this a breakthrough or just another step in a long journey? Deputy Prime Minister Cordell Hyde shared his thoughts as he emerged from the meeting room.
It's been a long journey that started May 13th. If you had asked me then whether it would take this long for us to reach this point, I would say no. I would have said no, but it's taken this long, and I'm hoping that we are much closer to the end than 6 weeks ago.
What was the reaction of the union members when you put this latest proposal on the table?
I think they've been fair. They were fair. I think we had a great discussion. I don't want to prejudice whatever they have to do in terms of going back to their membership. I always try to avoid that. I always prefer for them to take it back to their membership. But I suffice to say that the government has committed to the 8.5% from the get-go. We're committed to it, absolutely, along with the 2 frozen increments over the next 2 years. And so there are other stuff, but ultimately, hopefully, that they are able to get their membership to support, and we reach past this impasse, so to speak.
Was there an increase from the 4% position?
Yeah, it's actually going to be 4.5%, October 1st of this year. Yeah, so which is more than half of the original request of 8.5%.
Has it been tied to anything at all, the pension reform?
Well, our work is not tied in the sense of you have to do this to get this. No, but it's about ensuring that we continue that work. We have 3 joint committees. Cost Savings Committee, Revenue Enhancement Committee, and Pension Reform Committee. And those committees have been working. That work continues. It's about ensuring that they continue that work in earnest.
Is the government now pushing beyond the margins of what it can afford?
And this is it. We are hopeful that the membership will see that we've acted in good faith. We'll see that we've delivered on their demands, on their requests. We'll see that we are doing our best.
And while the government laid its latest offer on the table, how are the unions feeling about it? We caught up with Public Service Union President Dean Flowers, who says today's talks were held in good faith and described the meeting as cordial. But the big question remains, will his members accept the deal? Flowers weighed in on that and what comes next for the union.
Well, as usual, we want to, of course, acknowledge continued good faith discussions by the government team. They were not here in their entirety. They think that they had adequate and good representation, and as usual, as much as we all possibly can, we maintain respect and good cordial conversation, and so that would be my immediate reaction, that it was a good meeting.
Well, was all the counter proposal?
Well, I only have one use. It's not whether or not I'm amenable, but it's more so whether my membership will be amenable. But the government did, as they had committed to, submitted another counter proposal, and that matter I'm hoping will be presented to a membership at the very earliest.
The DPM says this one is not tied to anything. They've upped it from, I think, 4 to 4.5%, and not that 4.5%. So, yeah. Do you believe your membership would accept that?
I don't know what my membership will accept. I think the context in which the proposal was submitted has to be has to be discussed.
What is the context?
The context, if that is what the DPM said, then he would have told you exactly whether whether it would have been a straight black and white proposal, but it's an improved proposal. It's an improved proposal, and it's a proposal that our membership will be that we will present to our membership, and we hope that we can break the impasse. We were reminded today with the presence of the Minister of Labour, who came as an observer, that the 21 days expires on Sunday. So between now and Sunday, we need to find a resolution.
And it's not just the Public Service Union weighing the government's latest offer. Teachers are also heading back to the drawing board. Belize National Teachers Union President Nadia Khalid says the 4.5% proposal is a step forward and an improvement from where things stood. But here's the question. Could accepting it cost the unions the public support they've worked so hard to build? Khalid doesn't think so. She says the upcoming collective bargaining agreement discussions will help address those concerns. So what's next for the teachers? That decision now rests with the membership.
They're giving us 8.5, whether it is 4.5 and 4, because you said that's what he said to you, right? I thought we had agreed that we were going to take it to our membership and then decide from there. But since the government side went ahead and put it out there publicly, that again is a decision for our members to decide, and it's important for them to decide that, not us. I'm just like Brother Dean, we only have one vote. What we do know is that we asked the government side whether or not this will result in new taxes. And one of the things they said to us, that is not a part of their discussion at all. That's the reason why they're offering it to us 4.5 and 4, because they're looking at what they can afford at this time, since they did not budget for it. Good.
0.5 is only a 0.5. 4.5 is only a 0.5% increase. I'm stuck on it only because you didn't accept 1% increase with the 4%.
You have to remember, when they gave us 4, they wanted to give us the next 4.5 in 2 years. Sorry, in 3 years. Yeah, 2 more years. So now we're looking at a 2-year proposal. 1 year 4.5, the other year 4.
How concerned are you that if you take this proposal, you lose support from the general public?
This is what I want to say to the public. You see the other issues we're talking about? Those are under the CBA, all right? So we can't run away from that. And the CBA is not something you just snap your finger and you address. And the public needs to understand that. The other thing is that while we acknowledge the support and we thank them very much for the support, and we pray that they continue to support us, the decision of the 4.5 and the 4 is up to the membership of the unions. That is key. And if they accept that, then you don't hate them for it. You don't go against them for that if they accept that. But I don't want the public think that when my membership decides the way they want that, then they say, oh, nobody said, oh, there are too many issues to address, and we have to address them.
In the middle of tense negotiations and high-stakes decisions, Deputy Prime Minister Cordell Hyde is calling for a reset in tone. Speaking out today, Hyde distanced himself from the recent wave of personal attacks ads targeting union leaders. He says those kinds of tactics only distract from the real work that needs to be done. According to Hyde, it's time to focus on solutions, not smear campaigns. Here's how he put it.
I said to the folks that, a lot has been said on both sides, but we don't support that kind of stuff. We really don't support that kind of stuff. Our engagements are not about that kind of engagement. We are about getting results, about talking constructively, about respecting each other, about being serious about the issues, because the issues our people are grappling are real. And we don't get into personality stuff. We really can't, because it's, this country is too small, the demands are too great, our time is limited. We're not going to be here forever, and so we have to maximize and get as much done and work as hard as we can for as long as we can. And I think when you get into personality stuff, it takes away from the work that you have to do. And so we really don't support that. We've made that very clear to those members on the other side from the joint unions.
So while you're around the table doing the heavy lifting, the work on the behalf of the GOB, there's not only these other taxes, but there's your colleagues saying, well, we have to raise taxes if the teachers get their increase. This has to make the work that you do much more difficult.
Well, I mean, it's that's our job. It's our job to try to get things done and find a try to reach agreement, and we can't shy away from that. As I said, I wish we were closer. We had reached this point some time ago, but we didn't know we're here, and I think we are as close as we can get.
And while Deputy Prime Minister Cordell Hyde is calling for cooler heads to prevail, one union leader spoke directly. Public Service Union President Dean Flowers, who's been the target of recent character attack ads, had a blunt message for those behind them. Grow up. Flowers voiced his frustration during today's meeting with government officials and has even taken the matter to the international stage, filing a complaint with Public Services International. Here's what he had to say.
I have made my position clear with the NTUCB. They have a legal and a moral obligation under the reporting mechanism to do so. I have reported that matter to Public Services International, and this morning I tasked the Labour Commissioner that under the reporting mechanisms that she has to do, that the government has to do, that matter needs to be addressed. She would of course informed me that, and perhaps rightly so, that at the LAB, the Labour Advisory Board, the unions are represented there and the unions participate in the reporting standards. So I will definitely be holding our delegates to the LAB responsible, because I think it's important that for the record that these things be registered, so that in the future, future unionists, future leaders can recognize that there is a mechanism by which they can expose these type of tyrants who are clueless and who have abandoned the principles under which their party was founded, because I'm pretty quite sure the founders of their party would not stand and accept these type of childish and immature behavior. And I had to say it today, of course I said it to them, grow the hell up. That is my message to the leadership, grow the hell up.
Coming up, High Court reverses UDP expulsions, but party says not so fast. More when we return.
This is where blue innovation meets green ambition and orange creativity thrives. Join us for the Belize Investment Summit 2025, September 3rd to 5th at the Sunset Carib in San Pedro. This is the future of regional integration, and it starts here. Whether you're returning home, expanding regionally, or entering new markets, Belize welcomes you. Why Belize? Why now? Belize Investment Summit 2025, Bridging Markets, Building Resilience. September 3rd to 5th, Sunset Carib, San Pedro. Visit investmentsummit.bz to register and be part of shaping the investment frontier.
Belize City, get ready. The Quality Poultry Products 50th anniversary celebration is landing at our North Front Street branch with a massive fair on Saturday, June 28th, starting bright and early at 7:15 a.m. We're bringing the fun with hourly raffles, spin the wheel giveaways, and unbelievable chicken deals. Get 50 cents off per pound on legs and bag, neck and back for just $12 per crate, plus 10% off groceries. Some restrictions apply. And don't miss out on special discounts on running W and country meats. There's tons of fun for the kids too. Fuzzy the Clown, face painting, and a bouncy house, and music to keep the vibes high. Join us at Quality Poultry Products Belize City branch, because this isn't just a fair, it's a celebration of you, our amazing community. Quality Poultry Products, proudly celebrating 50 years of service to Belize.
Are you ready for KTV The Remix Season 7? The stage is set, the lights are on, and the voices are coming back stronger than ever. KTV The Remix Season 7 returns on July 1st, and it's going to be bigger, bolder, and more electrifying. New voices, new talent, fame, iconic showdown. Who will rise? Who will remix? Who will rule the stage? Tuesday, July 1st, the comeback begins. KTV The Remix Season 7, where talent takes the mic.
My name is Carlton Flowers, and I'm the owner of Back to My Roots Art from the Heart. And in this store I produce a lot of handmade ornaments. Before I had access, it was a big problem because the tourist doesn't carry as much cash. We needed to have the machine to make the business a success. Dealing with the machine, I don't have to take time out from the store to go and, or send people to go to the bank. I would recommend Belize Bank digital service because it has done a lot for me personally. It has done a lot for my business. It helps me with paying my bills online, and I really appreciate that the staff took time out and teach me what I needed to get done. So I'm very happy that now I can do it confidently on my own.
Open Your Eyes morning show, bringing Belize to you. Our next stop is stunning Placencia. Join us as the country tour continues and we head to the vibrant, sun-kissed shores of Placencia, where the culture is rich, the food is mouth-watering, and the people are full of life. Expect exciting interviews, local highlights, hidden gems, and the warmth that only the South can offer. From beach vibes to village pride, Placencia, we're coming your way. Join us on June 30th at 6:30 a.m. as we bring Belize to you. Only on Open Your Eyes, start your morning right.
Powered by Digi, or National Telecom.
In our world that's always changing, one thing stays the same.
Our promise as Smart Belize to keep you connected.
Connected to the moments, the people, and the future that matter most.
With every new tower, our service upgrades, and every new smile, we're keeping our promise in building more than a network.
We're building a future, a family as Smart Belize. From Punta Gorda to Corozal, we are here not just as a network, but as your partner in progress.
We have grown significantly over the past 20 years, and we just keep growing. Thank you for placing your trust in us. We remain dedicated to providing meaningful connections that bring value in every way that matters to you. We continue to bring people together.
Government spending is always a hot button issue, especially when it comes to how public money is used behind closed doors. This week, we're looking at office rentals, an area that's costing taxpayers millions each year. Minister of Public Service Henry Charles Usher says the government is getting good value for money, even pointing to a rate of about $2.90 per square foot, less than what commercial tenants pay. But here's the catch. We still don't know who the landlords are, how much they're being paid, or how those deals were made. Usher promised to release that information, but days later, the list is still nowhere to be found. So what's really going on? Is this about transparency or just talk? Here's News 5's Paul Lopez with that story.
Government spending is always a hot topic, and this week we're diving into one area that's raising eyebrows: office rentals. On Monday, News 5 sat down for an exclusive one-on-one with the Minister of Public Service, Henry Charles Usher, to get some answers. In a wide-ranging half-hour interview, Minister Usher broke down the details, revealing that 4 government ministries are involved in the renting process.
The fact is that there are 3, possibly 4 ministries that look at every time we are going to rent an office. The first ministry is the ministry that needs the office space. The second ministry is the Ministry of Finance. The Ministry of Finance has to approve the funds to be able to rent the building. The third ministry is the Ministry of Public Service. We are the executing ministry.
He told us that sometimes when buildings need a facelift, the Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing steps in to handle the remodeling. And when it comes to that $2.5 million price tag for rental spaces, Minister Usher says it's not just about the total cost, it's about the value. He pointed out that you must look at what the government is getting for each square foot.
So let's look at the total square footage of rentals that the government is actually renting. And when you divide that up, you're looking at square footage countrywide. It works out to about $2.90 per square foot, which is less than what the commercial tenants are paying for office space.
Now, while we can take the minister at his word, there's still a big piece of the puzzle missing. Without access to the actual rental agreements and the total square footage being leased from each private landlord, it's hard to know if taxpayers are really getting a fair deal. The good news? Minister Usher promised to share that full list during our sit-down.
Of course, there are contractual obligations on certain things, but once the Attorney General's ministry says that it's okay, then I don't have a problem. Like I said, it's the people's money and it's not anything that is not already known.
But it has been 4 days since Monday and we are still without those documents. So we pressed him further on the matter today when we caught up with him in Belize City. With the conversation we had earlier this week, you had promised us that list for the number of buildings.
Yesterday on Love FM, because you cut and splice my interview, my brother, and I asked you not to do that. Okay. So next time Channel 5 has to show better media integrity. Okay. You cut and splice, you didn't show the whole interview, so yesterday I went on Love and I gave the entire interview with all of the details. So you can get it from them.
When can we get that list that you have committed to us?
You can get it from them, but
no, I can't
DPM is right there.
From Love FM. Sir, we need that list to see the amount of buildings that the government is renting.
Sure, no problem, we'll get that for you, but like I said, I was speaking about it yesterday on Love FM where I gave all of the details. Again, you guys did not show it. George was right there, the cameraman. George knows there's more footage there that you could have shown. I'm wondering who is telling you to do these things, my brother. Go interview the DPM. He's the one that is going to give the details about the meeting.
Minister Usher had a lot to say about how these rental deals are made, who's involved, how the process works, and the value the government claims it's getting. But here's the thing, we still don't know exactly who's getting paid and how much. That landlord list, still under wraps. And until it's made public, there's a cloud of mystery hanging over the whole arrangement. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
Last night we told you about a new advisor being brought on board at the Ministry of Home Affairs. Retired police officer Aaron Guzman, hired at a cost of $70,000 to taxpayers. Minister Kareem Musa defended the move, saying advisory contracts like this are common across the public service. So today, we took that claim to another ministry. We asked Natural Resources Minister Cordell Hyde, do his CEOs have advisors too?
Sir, does your CEO have a special advisor that is getting $70K annually?
Don't start that, man. Don't give him any ideas. Don't give him any ideas, no.
Why would a CEO need an advisor if they're being placed in such an authoritative?
I don't know. I can't speak to that. I've never been a CEO, but what I can say is that the job of governance is much different from when I was first around 25 years ago. It's heavy lifting. It's a lot of work, but I can't speak to that.
And while the government defends its decision to hire a $70,000 advisor for the CEO in the Ministry of Home Affairs, the Public Service Union isn't exactly on board. PSU President Dean Flowers told us this is the first he's hearing of such an arrangement, and he's raising eyebrows. Flowers questioned the competency of the CEO needing an advisor in the first place. And while he was at it, he shifted the spotlight to another concern: the salaries of Belize Defense Force soldiers. Here's what he had to say.
This is the first time that I'm hearing that a CEO needs an advisor. What's comical about this current situation is that this was one of the very CEOs who would have thrown some comments at me, and CEO shall comment. Here I was giving her credit, and in the words of her minister, she doesn't know what the hell she's doing, that she needs an advisor. And I didn't say that. Her minister said that he needed advice, proper advice. And so he had to hire the good brother who is a retiree. It's just another sign that the wage bill, it's just another sign that the wage bill is in such an unaffordable state, as the government would say, because of their own doings. I mean, it's really ridiculous. I can tell you that I intend to do an analysis of the wage bill, especially in light of what has occurred to our BDF soldiers. I maintain that the BDF and the police department are amongst the lowest paid public officers who do some of the hardest work in this country in providing citizen security. On my cursor review, there's a gentleman who is on one of the political stations every morning, and his post is classified as a minister's aide, and he's in the 40s. Yes, in the 40K. How can you do that to our soldiers who are earning $12,000 and $13,000 and $14,000, and then you have one minister aide in that category, way up there, they almost near $50,000.
A courtroom curveball is shaking up the political scene, and it's got many in the United Democratic Party talking. Today, the High Court delivered a firm and clear ruling in a case brought by Albert Area Representative Tracy Panton, one that could have big implications for the UDP. The court ruled that the expulsions of 4 senior UDP members, including Panton herself, were unlawful from the start, meaning they were never actually expelled at all. That's right. Senator Patrick Faber, Beverly Williams, John Saldivar, and opposition leader Panton are officially back in fold, with all their rights and privileges intact. It's a strong message from the bench that the Constitution matters, and no one, not even a political party, can act above the law. But the Shine Barrow faction issued a statement shortly after the ruling. While the court did review the matter, the UDP insists that the outcome doesn't change anything. According to the party, the judge made it clear that decisions about Panton's membership are still up to the UDP, not the court. But here's where it gets interesting. The judge also acknowledged serious allegations against Panton, saying it would be inappropriate for the court to force the party to take her back. So while the court didn't order her reinstatement, it didn't exactly close the door either. Now the UDP says it will hold internal meetings to decide whether Panton and others should be welcomed back. They say it's all part of an effort to unite the party ahead of their national convention. Just hours after a court ruling shook up the political scene, the United Democratic Party is making its position quite clear. Tracy Tager-Panton is not a member of the party's executive, and according to them, she has no right to speak on its behalf. The statement comes as confusion swirls around Panton's role and recent public comments. While the court hasn't issued its final written judgment, the UDP is already pushing back hard, calling her claims misleading and illegitimate. But here's where it gets interesting. Despite the tough talk, returning UDP Chairman Mike Perfeet says he's had positive talks with Panton and other party execs, including Shine Barrow, Hugo Pat, and Deputy Chairman Alberto August. He's calling for unity, but also admits he's not sure if real change is possible. So what's really going on here? Is this party trying to come together or just papering over deep divisions?
Bygones will have to be bygones. We have to move forward in the best interest of the party. And I will give it a sincere try. I will try my very best to move it forward. And until I determine for my own self and my own personal sanity and my family's chagrin at my decision to return, I have to decide if I can continue to make a difference or it will just be more of the same. I've had discussion with leader of the opposition, Panton. I've discussion with Shine. I've had discussion with Hugo. I've had discussions with Alberto. And the discussions that I've had with them yesterday and today have been very positive. And we will see if we can chart a course forward that is in the best interest of the UDP, with all of us on board, knowing that we have to do better.
After the break, dog attack in Gales Point sparks urgent call for action. But first, here's the latest weather update from the Belize Met Service.
La Isla Bonita. Get ready. Quality Poultry Products San Pedro branch is throwing a 50th anniversary fair you won't want to miss. Join us on Saturday, June 28th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. for a full day of fun, flavor, and fantastic deals. Spin the wheel for your chance to win, win, win. Plus, enjoy discounts everywhere you turn. Score special discounts on country meats and running W products. And don't miss out on free samples bursting with flavor. Bring the whole family and soak up the good vibes with vibrant music, hourly raffles, and giveaways all day long. And of course, amazing chicken deals. Get 50 cents off per pound legs and bag, neck and back just $12 per crate, and 10% off groceries. Some restrictions apply. It's not just a fair, it's a celebration of 50 years of serving Belize. And you are the reason we're here.
In Belize, change isn't just coming, it's already here. When people have tools, knowledge, and power, they build the future they want. This is what a game-changing partnership looks like. Equal, lasting, and led by the next generation. From greener choices to inclusive growth and innovation, Belize and the European Union are shaping tomorrow together. Every action, every voice, every breakthrough, it's all a part of the same story. Game changers, empowering the future. Follow the EU and Belize to discover the game changers.
Shop smart for your Samsung devices in Belize and enjoy benefits you won't get anywhere else. When you shop locally for your Samsung, all your devices will be covered by a 1-year local warranty. You won't get that when shopping with the other guys. When in doubt, always look for the Cellular World seal to know you're getting the real deal. Shop with confidence and enjoy your Galaxy knowing that it can be repaired locally at our Samsung Service Center by certified Samsung technicians using original parts and machinery. Even better, enjoy the best LTE experience in Belize, knowing that your Samsung devices are compatible with major local carrier networks. Get the ultimate Samsung Galaxy experience only when you shop from authorized Samsung resellers nationwide.
Veracidad, imparcialidad.
Este es el término utilizado.
Hemos estado haciendo el trabajo como organización.
Y tus noticias en español.
Están en aguas beliceñas, entonces esta bandera se queda aquí.
Sintoniza Canal 5 cada viernes a las 7 de la noche.
Tenemos que resolver los grandes problemas de este país.
Su voz importa, su acción cuenta.
Transfusión sanguínea, elementos que indican un deterioro evidente del estado de salud.
Somos Noticiero 5 semanal.
Perdió la vida en un heroico intento de proteger a su hermano. El Tribunal de Magistrados de la ciudad de Belice se paralizó. La policía está investigando 2 asesinatos separados.
Tu fuente de información.
Can a precision-engineered and sustainably made tire change your world? A tire that gives you strength and safety when you need it most.
What we learn on the track, we innovate
For the road, bringing next-level quality and reliability to every drive. At GT, we believe our tires can deeply improve the driving experience for each and every one of us, whatever our goals. Enjoy driving. GT Tire.
You pay the bill?
Ma, I got the wallet.
So you could pay the bill now?
Yeah, I can show you.
Ah.
See? Easy.
Electricity is evolving, and BEL is leading the way with smarter connections across Belize. Meet AMI, Advanced Metering Infrastructure. It's not just a meter, it's a smarter way to manage power. Smart meters record your energy use in real time and securely send the data to BEL. Key customer benefits include real-time insights into energy usage, improved home energy planning, integration of solar, battery, and EV technologies, and innovative customer service solutions. Get ready! AMI is coming soon to municipalities across Belize, including the Keys, to give you more control and reliability. BEL, bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
Stop wasting your time and money. Come to Publix, where every dollar counts. So why shop anywhere else? Find the freshest fruits and vegetables handpicked for your family. Need something quick and delicious? Our ready-made rotisserie chicken is hot and ready to go. And with Publix Rewards, you'll save big while shopping for everything you love and need. Publix, fresh, affordable, for you.
Serving Belizean families for 27 years.
You've probably sipped on a cold, refreshing bag of coconut water on a hot day. But have you ever stopped to think about where that tradition began? Well, it turns out this tropical treat isn't just delicious. It's packed with nutrients, antioxidants, and even heart-healthy benefits. Over 20 years ago, one bold farmer rolled his cart into Belize City and started selling coconut water right on the street. Back then, it was a novel idea, but today, It's a booming business, with vendors lining sidewalks and bottling plants keeping up with demand. Tonight on Belize on Real, we take you back to where it all started. We're diving into the roots of this coconut craze and meeting the vendors who are keeping the tradition alive, this time outside the old capital. News 5's Paul Lopez has the story.
We have shown you the growing number of street-side vendors selling coconut water in Belize City. You've also seen how their operations have a symbiotic relationship with companies that sell single-use plastic bottles. Today, we sought to hear from more of those vendors. This time we traveled outside of the city limits into Ladyville, where we met Giovanni Serini, his wife, and their toddler under a tent selling coconut water. The couple only began selling the product 3 days ago.
We just started like 1 week ago.
1 week ago?
Yes.
Tell me why you got into doing this.
Because we prefer to start to sell some coconut water because it's our benefits for our family because we have the school close to us. Yeah.
And you have your sons in the school?
Yes, I have one daughter and one son, and the baby.
As history tells it, selling coconut water along highways began over 2 decades ago in Belize City. The first person to do so is said to be a man who is known by the name of Mr. Roland. Our attempts to track him down proved fruitless, but we did talk to someone who knew him. Hugh O'Brien, the program manager for citrus and diversification in the Ministry of Agriculture, was a close friend of Mr. Roland at the time.
This guy Roland from Georgeville is, you would want to say, is the pioneer of the selling of coconut, green coconut, for water purposes on the street side. And he started in Belize City. There was nobody selling in San Ignacio, in Belmopan, or anywhere else. And this one of his friend, Melvin Mendoza, used to sell plants. He was the first person who started selling plants out of the back of a pickup on the highway as well. Melvin Mendoza from Unitedville would park in front of Palote, and Roland would park in front of Melvin. And so they would talk and chat. But those two guys, coincidentally, were the first two people in Belize, one selling plants on the street side, the highway side, and one selling coconut for water on the highway side.
And today, we witnessed a similar operation method whereby coconut water vendors and small businesses selling other products like vegetables share the same space. This is a much different approach from the vendors in Belize City, which operate in isolation for the most part. Unlike Giovanni, who is only a week into selling coconut water, Braulio Escovel has been in the business for about 2 years.
I tried to do a little business with vegetable first. The business never good, so one guy will sell coconut water tell me, hey, put out coconut business. So I start. Well, actually, I start first with a small load, and then I see it start to make good money and start to work with it too. My product is natural, and I don't mix it. Like say some people mix it for get more water. I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah. Understand?
So you don't mix it?
I don't mix it.
Why? Go ahead.
If you want to mix it with whiskey. No, nothing else.
This small industry has come a long way from its origins over 2 decades ago, with dozens of street-side vendors now selling coconut water across the country.
We don't have to go too far. You guys did a piece, a story on fresh coconuts being sold in Belize City alone. There's at least a dozen. And then in San Ignacio, during market days, you can find people in San Ignacio, and you find them at the speed bumps along the Western Highway selling coconut water. And you find them down south at the junction in Belmopan. So it's a very, very common. There's at least, I'd say 25 people around the country who are now making an income of selling coconut water as a fresh product. on the street side.
And while you can get coconut water from street side vendors, a variety of bottled coconut water is available in local supermarkets. Big H is credited as the first company in Belize to bottle and sell coconut water on the local market. The Harrison brothers, Richard and Orlando Harrison, launched their fresh bottled coconut water at the Agriculture Show in 1998.
The Harrison brothers, Richard Harrison and Orlando Harrison, started buying coconuts they would buy from farmers who would come in and deliver coconut by pickup load to the Big H processing plant in San Ignacio, opposite Sacred Heart College. And he launched the Big H coconut water, the first coconut water product that was ever on the Belize market, locally produced, and that was sold in the supermarkets.
In 2014, it was estimated that the local coconut water industry was valued at more than $4 million, with more than 500 persons earning a direct income from the industry. Today, hundreds of thousands of acres of coconut trees are planted across the country as large investors seek to grab hold of the increasing global demand for coconut products like oil, milk, and powder. But these street-side vendors like Braulio and Giovanni are certainly here to stay.
Well, actually, you see the roadside, most vehicle pass, and I sell in front of the college. Well, we got more people who pass by the roadside. This is our main road.
Like I said, it's my first week, so kind of slow right now because I don't know, maybe we don't have not too much customers, or I don't know, but kind of slow right now.
Will you stay? Will you continue to do that?
Of course, I will fight because, like I said, I have my family. I can't give up.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
A terrifying dog attack in Gales Point, Manatee has left a mother badly injured and calling for action. Crystal Slusher says she was mauled by 3 aggressive pit bulls near the Manatee Lodge. She fears not just for herself, but for her 5-year-old daughter and others in the village. Today she's speaking out, hoping her story sparks concern and accountability before someone else gets hurt.
I'm about 2 blocks down from the Manatee Lodge, and there is a group of about 7 dogs, and there's several large pit bulls involved in this pack of dogs, and they have been acting vicious. And I've asked Nancy multiple times, and I asked her on the 9th. I told her what happened with my husband, and I said, please, you have to keep these dogs in your property because they're going to hurt somebody. And so then just 2 days ago, on the 23rd, I was coming from my mom's house down the street a little bit, and I came and I was trying to take my daughter to my friend Carly's house, and I was by the car, and the dogs come running down toward me, and my daughter jumped in the car, and I'm trying to tell them, go, go, and the dogs turned back and they bit me. 3 of the pit bulls bit me. I got an injury on my arm. I got a deep puncture wounds on my arm. I've got the one bit me on my arm, the red nose. The second one, which was a blue nose, bit me on my left thigh, my upper thigh. And then the other one was biting me on my hip and on my buttocks, on the top of my buttocks. And I was literally running out of my shoes and trying to give them my skirt to get away from these dogs. I was so scared, and I was just like, I ran into my car and I closed the door, and my daughter, thank God, was smart enough to jump in the car because I've been telling her, Olivia, these dogs are dangerous. Me, handle it. And she was hiding in the back of the car behind a car seat.
When we return, defense attorney challenges key testimony in that case.
Belize is blessed with incredible beauty, from our lush rainforests to our crystal clear seas. But this beauty is under threat. Plastic pollution is choking our oceans, harming our wildlife, and putting our communities at risk. This World Environment Day, let's stand together to beat plastic pollution. no to single-use plastics. Choose sustainable options. Support businesses that care. Together, we can keep Belize clean, green, and plastic-free. Let's do this for us and for the future.
Welcome to Brody's, your one-stop shop for everything you need. In our grocery store, you'll find the freshest produce, quality meats, and a variety of organic options. Our pharmacy is here for your health needs, with expert pharmacists ready to assist and advise. Trust us for your prescriptions, over-the-counter medications, and wellness products. Discover our department store for a variety of quality products, from the latest fashion trends to appliances and cutting-edge electronics. Enhance your lifestyle with our wide selection of home goods, toys, and more. At Brody's, we bring convenience, quality, and care together, all under one roof. Brody's, your one-stop shop for everything you need. Enjoy shopping at our 3 convenient locations: Brody's Belmopan Store, Northern Superstore, and Albert Store. Service, value, satisfaction.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Iowa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Iowa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Iowa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Iowa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Iowa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
In our world that's always changing, one thing stays the same.
Our promise as Smart Belize to keep you connected.
Connected to the moments, the people, and the future that matter most.
With every new tower, our service upgrades, and every new smile, we're keeping our promise in building more than a network.
We're building a future, a family, as Smart Belize. From Punta Gorda to Corozal, we are here not just as a network, but as your partner in progress.
We have grown significantly over the past 20 years, and we just keep growing. Thank you for placing your trust in us. We remain dedicated to providing meaningful connections that bring value in every way that matters to you. We continue to bring people together.
Measles is a virus that is highly infectious and spreads through the air when an infected person coughs or sneezes. It often starts with a fever, cough, runny nose, and red, watery eyes, followed by a rash that spreads all over the body. Measles can cause serious complications. But here's the good news. Measles is preventable. The safest and most effective way to protect your child is through vaccination. The MMR vaccine is safe and available at your nearest health centers and clinics. Let's keep our families and communities safe. Get vaccinated. Stay protected. Brought to you by the Ministry of Health and Wellness in partnership with PAHO and UNICEF.
A major drug bust in Belize City has landed a young woman behind bars and raised serious concerns about the scale of street-level drug trafficking. Police say 24-year-old Rebecca Marlene Daniels was arrested on Thursday after a search at her Kings Park home turned up a staggering 70 pounds of suspected cannabis, packaged in 30 parcels and reportedly including high-grade strains like sour diesel, mango kush, and green crack. The estimated street value over 100,000 Belize dollars. Daniels now faces a serious charge: possession of controlled drugs with intent to supply.
In the arraignment, Miss Rebecca Daniels was charged with possession of controlled drugs with the intent to supply, The quantity was 70 pounds charged before the court. The matter went through arraignment, the charge was read, and the defendant entered a plea of not guilty. Thereafter, I made a formal application for bail before the court, and the magistrate in her wisdom saw fit to grant bail in the matter. Bail was granted in the sum of $10,000 with two sureties of the same of $5,000 each, and at this time bail is being processed as it relates to marijuana and the charge that is before the court. The legislation is silent on that point, to the fact that you are able to be granted bail before the magistrate's court for the sum that was before the court today. The conditions given for bail before the court was that she should sign in to the police station once a week. She should surrender her travel documents to the court. She should not leave the jurisdiction of Belize without permission of the court.
The courtroom drama continues in the high-profile case involving Elmer Na, now in its second week of voir dire hearings. This morning, the spotlight was back on key witness, a justice of the peace whose testimony could determine whether a crucial statement makes it into evidence. She claims she witnessed the statement being taken from shooting victim Vivian Bilal Ramnareis. But under intense cross-examination, she admitted something surprising. She didn't write her own statement. The investigating officer, PC Jose Carrillo, took down the report. That revelation has defense attorney Dr. Lyndon Jones digging deeper, questioning the credibility and process behind the evidence. With one more police witness expected to take the stand, all eyes remain on Justice Nigel Pilgrim, who will soon decide whether this statement will be allowed in the trial. Minister of Home Affairs Karim Musa says the past year has brought what he calls historic gains, from high-tech upgrades and station renovations to mental health support for officers and specialized training to tackle modern threats like cybercrime and human trafficking. But what do these changes mean for you, your community, and the future of policing in Belize?
Over the past year, the Belize Police Department has made historic gains in crime prevention, modernization, and community engagement. Gains you are now entrusted to uphold and build upon. In the area of infrastructure and service delivery modernization, we have renovated over 15 police stations and substations countrywide, including Santa Cruz, Orange Walk, Mesopotamia, and Sand Hill. With the support of the U.S. Embassy, we installed interview recording systems in 6 major investigative hubs, bringing transparency and accountability to key moments in case development. And soon, we will launch the Police Records Management Information Systems, a digital backbone that will modernize how we track crime and manage case data across Belize. In terms of our officer wellness and professional development, we opened the Lotus Center, Belize's first dedicated mental health and wellness facility for police officers, a space where those who protect others can be supported themselves. The department also conducted 44 specialized training sessions, from financial crime and fraud to narcotics detection, human trafficking prevention, and cybercrime forensics, ensuring that officers are prepared for today's evolving criminal landscape.
Up next, Belize honors fishers, confronts marine threats.
Benny's is kicking off Father's Day with popping deals for dad. In the month of June, visit a Benny's near you and get 19 to 25% off selected items such as Milwaukee and Axie power tools, Charbroil barbecue grills, car care products, Karcher pressure washers, and much, much more. Make dad happy with popping deals for dad in June, only at Benny's.
Benny's, Benny's, oh, Benny's, 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 oh.
Are you ready for KTV The Remix Season 7? The stage is set, the lights are on, and the voices are coming back stronger than ever. KTV The Remix Season 7 returns on July 1st, and it's going to be bigger, bolder, and more electrifying. New voices, new talent, fame, iconic showdown. Who will rise? Who will remix? Who will rule the stage? Tuesday, July 1st, the comeback begins. KTV The Remix Season 7, where talent takes the mic.
Let's take a journey through the core functions of the Social Security Board. It all starts with registering as an insured person, employer, or self-employed individual. Sign up for a portal account to manage your Social Security information online. Just provide accurate information and click Create. This will give you access to a range of services and benefits. Next, your contribution, along with investments and other income, are collected and distributed into 3 funds. This ensures that the SSB fund is securely utilized to support various benefit programs. The SSB is committed to providing essential benefits such as sickness, maternity, injury, and pension. These benefits are paid out to eligible individuals as a part of the Social Security coverage. We help you navigate through life's challenges with financial security. Annual surplus accumulates to grow the fund each year. This surplus is invested into various industries, contributing to the growth and development of our nation. With each passing year, the fund continues to grow due to the annual surplus and interest revenue earned from prudent investments. This surplus, along with reserves, helps to bolster the SSB fund and provide a safety net for those in need. We've arrived at the end of our journey to better understanding how the SSB works. We remain committed to serving you and building a secure future for all Belizeans.
Week after week, Scold presents exciting reports and documentaries on the most varied topics of our time. Spectacular developments and innovations, lifestyle and trends of tomorrow, mobility and tourism, health news, highlights from art and culture. Each contribution grabs the viewer with extraordinary images and stories and takes him into fascinating worlds which he experiences here exclusively and up close. We're there when companies and specialists develop super satellites for a global network in space and can look behind the scenes. Scold is a window to everything that is there or is yet to come. Fly with us through time to better understand today and tomorrow. You've always wanted that. Scold, a look into the future.
In our world that's always changing, one thing stays the same.
Our promise as Smart Belize to keep you connected.
Connected to the moments, the people, and the future that matter most.
With every new tower, our service upgrades, and every new smile, we're keeping our promise in building more than a network.
We're building a future, a family as Smart Belize. From Punta Gorda to Carrizo, we are here not just as a network, but as your partner in progress.
We have grown significantly over the past 20 years, and we just keep growing. Thank you for placing your trust in us. We remain dedicated to providing meaningful connections that bring value in every way that matters to you. We continue to bring people together.
Earlier this month, we brought you the story of Placencia village residents rallying for the return of a cherished piece of coastline, Placencia Point. It's more than just a beach. It's the cultural heart of the community and the iconic home of Lobster Fest. But right now, it's in private hands, and villagers say that it just doesn't sit right. They believe the land, rich in history and tradition, should belong to the people. After a protest earlier this June, the pressure is on. So what's the government doing about it? Minister of Natural Resources Courtroom Hyde says they're working on a deal with the landowner. And in the meantime, he's asked that the community be allowed to host this year's Lobster Fest on the site. Here's where things stand.
We met with the village council recently. That's an issue that's been on the table for a bit. The beautiful Placencia Point has been in private hands from the 1870s. It changed hands recently in 2022, I believe, and the new owners have ambitious plans, but the community, that area is near and dear to the Placencia Village Council, and they appealed to us to acquire it for a public purpose. We initiated that by doing our first publication, I believe in July of 2023, which then initiated a discussion, a negotiation between us and the owners. But we are kind of far apart in terms of the value of the land and what the owners want. The owners want $4.5 million. Our valuation is closer to 1.3. And so we've spent the last couple of years trying to reach some middle ground, and we've not been successful. The village council is worried about their ability to host the Lobster Fest there in the next couple of weeks, I believe. And so we have written to the attorneys for the owners to ask to allow the village council to so do, and then give us 2 or 3 months to try to reach an agreement, and we're hopeful that we can reach an agreement.
Just weeks after rallying for the return of Placencia Point, residents of the coastal village are raising another red flag, this time over what they say is illegal sand mining along their windward coast. The community staged a demonstration last week, warning that the mining activity could worsen the beach erosion that's already threatening their shoreline. And with the coastline literally slipping away, they're demanding answers. So what's being done about it? We put that question to the man in charge, Minister of Natural Resources and Mining, Courtroom Hyde.
So the mining director was out the country the entirety of last week. So I've not seen that letter, but basically last time when we met with the village council, we also met with the mining director too, and went through those allegations previous to that. I know that our people have been there to try to figure out what's happening, and so I will communicate to the mining director for her to get on that pretty soon.
It's a day to honor the hands that cast the nets and the hearts that protect our seas. The Wildlife Conservation Society is celebrating Belize's rich fishing heritage with its 2025 Fisher of the Year Award, an event that not only recognizes excellence in sustainable fishing, but also highlights the urgent need to protect our marine ecosystems. Last year, Carlos Arevalo reminded us of the vital role fishers play in our economy and culture. Hector Martinez Sr. of Riversdale is among the fisherfolk awarded this year. Accepting on his behalf is his daughter, Isela Martinez.
It's a proud moment, I must say. As I mentioned before, I've always wanted to fill out this application, but I never had the courage because I was like, what if he doesn't win? But, it's a proud moment for us for sure.
Tell us about him.
So my dad's been fishing for over 35 years.
And what involvement does he have in the community?
So he is a member of Blue Water Fishermen Association. He is a member of the community of Riversdale as well.
How do you feel being honored today?
Well, it's just a surprise, gets me, a surprise, and feel good to be honored like that.
And tell us about your fishing career.
Fishing for a long time. I'm fishing over 37 years now, and I keep on doing my daily things. Whenever I go fish, I make sure that everything that I do is sustainable.
Do you have any family members, kids that are following your footsteps?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you talk to me about that?
I have about 2 of my sons that they are working with me right now, and from here I will pass it on to them.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at greaterbelize.com, on our Facebook, and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, good night.